would you ever go on a date that your mom had set up for you? Would you go for a suggestion?
First of all, my mom wouldn't.
But at any time in your single life, let's say, would you have ever?
No, but I mean by that, I can't think of any time that my mom would say I met someone who I think would be good for you. You know her, Gail. That's not in her vernacular. So for you,
well, you never had trouble with the girls. She always points that out. Literally every time I'm there, she's like, "Oh my God, the girls loved him. He never had any trouble with them."
But I always say this: "Oh no, they didn't like me so much. They all did.
They loved you.
They all did.
They were all at the door every day."
She'll get very mad.
Yeah. Well, I never had any girlfriends. Yes, you did.
And all the guys wanted to hang out with you. You were the cool kid. You remember what a cool kid you were. But let's go by your mom.
Yes.
Who?
The thing about my mom is I'm very close with my mom. I would say my mom knows me in many ways better than anyone else. She knows me very well. And yet I know that my answer would be no. I know that it wouldn't. I just don't trust that she would make the right assessment.
Well, let me say this. Your mother found many dates for me over the years. And
different.
Yeah. A lot of them were dancers. But you don't trust that she would.
No, I don't trust because you know why? Too nice. So, like, some people have mean moms. Like, my mom's really nice, and she sees the good in everybody.
Yeah.
And so she would say, like, why don't you like him? He's this and this. You know what I mean? Like, she would act like...
And also, I don't know whether you know this or not, but you could ask your aunt that was just here. She feels that before me that your mom had a taste for shit.
Interesting.
And when she met me, she thought, I'm going to hate this guy. And then, of course, your aunt and I became best buddies.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you were like, it seems like you were cooler than a lot of her dates. I've seen some pictures.
Yeah, well, that's because, you
weren't in band.
Florida at that time, I was cooler than everyone. It was a very comfortable thing to come into that.
You know that my mom did try to set me up with someone in this room once.
That's right. She thought, and this was many years ago, she thought that Jen and you. No, but she really liked Chris Stanley.
Yes. And she talked you up and she said, you guys went to the same school. And when you meet each other, I just know that, like, you. And I'm like, who is this dreamboat that I'm going to walk into?
All right. Sounds good.
And I was very. Yeah, it was Chris Stanley.
I thought you liked Chris a little bit when you met him.
No, you always confuse that. It's Mooch. It was Mooch that I liked. God damn it.
I thought Fez liked Mooch.
Everyone liked Mooch.
Yeah, Chris had a crush on Mooch.
Are you kidding? Who didn't? When I met Mooch, I was like head over heels. And I remember saying to my mom, why don't you mention Mooch? You're talking Chris Stanley up so much.
Mooch was this Irish kid, right? That came over from Northern Ireland. And then he met one of our listeners at a party, Pixie, who's this really, really attractive black chick. And they immediately looked fantastic. And then he would also call her Paxi. Because, the Irish can't speak for shit. He'd be like, I was talking to Paxi. And we literally were at a party and watched those two fall in love with each other. And they got married and have what I can only imagine to be the most gorgeous child known to this planet.
Just a beautiful interracial
I think they
baby.
gave birth to Black Panther. And I'm saying that having not seen the movie, so I don't know if Black Panther is attractive. Is he, Jen?
He is, yeah.
Who is it? Samuel L. Jackson playing that part?
No, it's
Will Smith?
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Chad Zumock?
Oh my God, he's great.
It's a big role for him.
That's incredible.
Well, good for him. Good for the Panther. Good for BP. Vito, your mom must have tried to fix you up before.
She tried to set me up with somebody one time where she invited me. I had to go to her office holiday party.
Yeah.
And then she invited one of her young workers she thought I would be good with. And we met, and it was the worst. It was like being forced to meet your friend's your boss's kid.
I want you to give yourself a nice cough.
Yeah,
when you
that's-
finish this.
It's radio, so everyone can hear all the sounds of what's happening.
Being forced to meet your boss's son, who also wasn't even that into you, probably not a good situation. And then she does this thing now where she tries to set me up with my own friends, where she meets my friends and she's like, you two would be good together.
She's concerned about
Yeah.
you.
Well,
all
she's
right?
also never liked anybody I've ever dated, so I think it's more of a her thing.
Can't
She didn't
imagine
like
the
your
trash you
No.
get.
last girlfriend?
No,
Why would that not be a red flag for you?
she doesn't like anybody I date. She finds something to hate about them.
Yes,
But your
maybe
last
you're
girlfriend
picking
was
the-
very straight,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But she didn't like her when we moved in together. So it was more one of those things.
Yeah, but
she was
come
around
on.
in the 70s. Who's she kidding?
No,
You know what I mean?
not more than I moved out, not that we moved in together.
Oh, okay.
Not like it.
She
wasn't
didn't
like
want her
you
baby boy
heathens.
leaving.
Baby boy. Baby boy.
But I think I would trust my mom now. I mean, she's picked out good friends of mine.
Would you be in a three-way with her?
With my mom,
You don't touch her, but you and the chick and your mom.
I mean,
You're different ends.
if we avoid eye contact,
Oh, you can't.
No, you're
each
looking
other.
into each
What are you
other's
going to do
eyes.
when you high five? You got to fucking have eye
could-
contact. Like,
you
we
just-
got this,
you
bitch.
can go like this.
We got this, bitch. Now, let's take a thing of Jen. We all love Jen's mom.
Yes.
Crazy.
I'm going to guess that Jen's mom would have good taste in men. And so, therefore, my guess is Jen is going to say she would listen to her mom's advice.
I'll say this. Jen's too shy to listen to her mom's advice. I saw that the other day, and I'm very let down by it.
My mom like knows my type, so I think she would hook me up with the right guy.
See, that's lucky. When people have a type, then people know
Yeah.
what they're
Well,
looking
I know
for.
what her type is. The guy who just won the lottery. That's not. Would you be with like a drug dealer as long as you weren't involved in it, but he just drug dealed somewhere else and
No.
brought the money home?
No,
How about a hitman, mass murderer hitman?
absolutely not.
That's adorable.
Lucky.
Absolutely not.
No,
Not going to be with a hitman or a mass murderer. No, we'll go to Chris, but
Oh.
all we know is Christopher. Not a
Christopher, I
nice
like
girl.
this.
Christopher, you smell like a brewery. Once
So
I think it
sad.
was 18 or 19. So
Really?
I had this.
It was 1819. It was many, it was a
They're
lifetime
old
ago.
as shit, dude.
It wasn't past lives.
We had this old super, and he was like from Ireland,
Yeah.
and he had daughters who were like in town.
Yeah.
And like, this is over summer. I was home from school, and my mom was like, "You should see if Veronica wants to go out on a date." Because like she would like talk to her in the building. I wouldn't. And then me and this girl Veronica did go out on a date once.
So you actually did listen to your mom's advice.
I had nothing
once.
else going on. I was home from summer.
Yeah, but here's the thing: dating a girl in the building seems like so much
That's a risk.
pressure.
That's a risk. I know someone who dated her upstairs neighbor, and they were like, "This is so fun. This is so cute," and they would even go to each other's bedrooms via like the fire escape,
Oh,
and they thought that was like the cutest thing. And then they broke up, and it was the worst possible thing.
even though they broke up, I'd still go up to the fire escape and try to have sex with her. Like that's not.
Oh, are you in there with someone else now? Damn it. Yeah, but
Let me
she
watch.
would have to see him take a girl home, like walk past her door to go up the
Remember, that's what
steps.
high school was like. You know,
Yeah.
you'd have your girlfriend, and then you break up on a Friday, and Monday you walk past her making out with
Yeah.
another buddy of yours.
Yeah. College, I mean, I went to a very small college. I think if you go to a big university, you probably
Yeah.
don't have to deal with it as much. But I went to a college that was like a high school, and it was like that. It was like a high school with apartments. So it was like,
Yes.
so you couldn't even say like, hey, this person's off limits. Couldn't be done because it just wouldn't be fair to the rest of us. We
yeah,
all have to date someone.
By the way, we never had that off limits thing in my
Yeah.
neighborhood. We were like, when you look back on it, you're like, what a tribal,
Yes.
social, incestuous group
Yes.
you were. Everybody was going back and forth like we were celebrities.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's what happens in Hollywood is they only define, like if you're a Hollywood, you think that only a certain percentage of people are dateable.
Yeah.
So you make it a small pool. Like if you're a movie star, you'd be like, I could date anyone, but they go, yeah, but I want to date somebody who's got their own PR person. And that starts to, you suddenly now
Right.
make this very tiny.
Too narrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you live in like a small town, or if you like go to a small school, You kind of like the Eskimo Brothers things kind of has to happen.
Yes, it does.
has to happen. There's a name for it for girls, which is very funny, but I can't remember what it is. Chris, you have to look it up for me because there's like a term.
I've never heard it.
It's like Eskimo Brothers, but it's for ladies.
Pogo sisters?
Pogo sisters.
Never. That's because they're bouncing up and down on the
On the
cock?
same,
On
we got
that
the
cock.
same. We got
Okay.
this. We've used the same pogo stick.
That makes us look bad too. It's never. You find out it's never easy for men, particularly
You guys
white
have it
men.
hard. Yeah.
White men have it very difficult. You know, so very hard.
Now, as an adult, does that rule completely change? Because the world is open to you. You don't live in a small town or you don't have a small social circle.
Look, I've only found out from experience that you don't want to limit people's ability to love each other. You know what I mean? Because you could act like that's my ex and this is weird, but then or that's my friend and now you're dating my ex, and you're like, sometimes it works out. It's not up. I mean, you have to be. I think the one thing about adulthood, and I wish I had it earlier when I was an adult, but it's just not about you. And I learned that through some, there's no way to, like, I could say that because jealousy is such a strong thing to people. But if there's you got to combat jealousy the same way you combat cancer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to really go out of your way to fight it.
Jealousy is like the darkest portion of like human personality
Absolutely.
traits. It is so deep and so dark. And I was much more just vulnerable to it as a young woman.
Yes.
Like the older I get, the more I understand how not to indulge that aspect of your personality. But jealousy was just like a terrible feeling when I was a young woman.
When
like, terrible.
When a guy kills his wife or his ex, jealousy is at it. So you're on that path, even though you're feeling like I'm not a murderer. You're not a murderer yet. It's almost like playing with drug addiction, that if you don't learn to combat or at least have a standoff with jealousy, you're heading for some bad places.
Because like jealousy can get you to the point of straight mental illness.
Yes, it is mental illness.
Like you can sit there and be like, oh, I'm so happy with my boyfriend. We're having a great time. And you see him have an exchange with a girl at a party. And you have now created a world in your mind that does not exist.
Yeah.
And you're like, you could tell yourself it doesn't exist. But if you let yourself pull into
you're
that.
You're never more of an asshole. So
yeah.
And I remember walking over like a girl I haven't dated for a year when I was a kid. And I'd see her with somebody and I would go, the fuck is this? What is wrong with you?
So crazy.
Well, and like
so
that came out of
mental.
nowhere. And I didn't think about her for a year.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't think of anything but her for a year. But like when you were saying like it's a way to mental illness, it is mental illness. It's just like the difference between a cold and, double pneumonia.
Yeah.
You're still heading.
Yeah.
You're still heading. You're sick. You have to take care of it.
Absolutely. I know somebody who's like her boyfriend. They're now married, so it worked out. But her boyfriend was very much like that, where he was like just completely could work himself up with jealousy and like create something that didn't happen. So he had come home and she had just gotten out of the shower. Okay. And like he was acting like as though already her being nude or semi-nude was suspicious. And he was like, why did you take a shower? And she was like, I just wanted to take a shower. I felt so gross. And he's like, why did you feel gross? And he started to like interrogate her.
Thinking that she was filled with cum.
Yes. So then she's starting to notice that this is not normal. He's like, you always take a shower in the morning. I just think it's weird that you would take a shower in the evening. He's like really laying in. So then all of a sudden she hears him go to the bathroom and he's like, aha! I knew it! I knew it the whole time! She's like, what are you talking about? He takes her into the bathroom and he points at the drain and thinks that the leftover soap scum is cum. And she cannot convince him that is shampoo or conditioner.
How much cum does that guy have?
Dude.
That can clog up a drain.
Dude, he sees it like collecting by the drain and it's like conditioner. Is this the craziest thing? And then she's at the point where she's just like, do I ask him to smell it? Like, what can I do to tell this person he's worked himself up into a frenzy?
Ugh.
Just have a whiff. Your mic is off.
I just noticed that. Yes.
Runs a loose sport.
In college, the girlfriend I had at the time, we had a fight. So she was like, "I'm going over to this
Fist fight?
No, just a verbal argument because I didn't get
hard to believe.
I didn't get back from the liquor store fast enough with our jug wine. So she was like, "Where the fuck have you been with the jug wine?" I'm like, "If you need the fucking jug wine so bad, why don't you call me?" It was a whole thing. So we got into a big fight, and then she says, "Fine, I'm going over Bill's house," like some fucking friend of hers. I don't know, some dude. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Fine, go. So
she fucks Bill.
She not, as far as I know, she didn't fuck Bill. But then I let her go. And then followed her there, and then stood underneath the window. It was this 2-story development or whatever, dorm.
Just watch her get banged against the
I
window?
wasn't. I was listening. I was just listening to them drinking all night long in the rain, fucking hammered drunk, just listening to see if they said anything or when I heard her voice. And then eventually I heard her leave, and then followed her and confronted her. What the fuck were you doing at that guy's house?
Oh my God,
It was
you're
bad.
scary.
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, you make cum drain look normal.
Cum drain is his nickname for his mouth.
Yeah,
Everybody has been there before.
Yeah.
That thing. You've managed to overcome because you lead your life now as a cuckold. And he not
That's
only
smart.
he's not jealous, he's turned on seeing her
Interesting.
It's
with
just-
another dude.
dude, bro.
You are your worst person when you're jealous. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
No matter who you are. And, I mean, it's even true if it's like career based. Like when you're not happy for somebody, when they get something
I
in
will
their
say
career.
that I felt that a lot when I was young, that I would get jealous of boyfriends. I would think that they were doing things that they weren't doing, and I would get myself worked up. But I have never been that jealous of other people's success. Like if I see my friend get a great thing.
You know why?
Why?
You're never success driven.
That's
It
probably
doesn't even
why.
count.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like she literally doesn't give a shit about success at all. And she'll
it's a
go,
great way to live.
Is it because you turn down a lot of good things? You're like, that sounds like work.
Yeah, but that's not success.
Vito, do
That
you
has
ever
nothing
get
to do with success.
Do you ever get jealous of someone's career?
I don't get jealous of careers, but I get jealous of if I think people are getting treated better than me. That pisses me off.
like
if,
at a restaurant?
like no, just if like I see you treat like if like you're being like really nice to like Jen, I'll be in the back like I guess I'm a fucking cool person too. Like I'm fucking
Really?
nice. Not that specific situation.
It is. That's
No, it's
It
not
sounds
that
like it
specific
was very
situation.
specific. I also saw him turn to Chris and went, "Well, she doesn't treat him better," and then he go, "But she does treat Jen better."
I think we all treat Jen better.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
why?
and then I'm fucking sitting here and I'm just like, fuck you guys. I'm nice.
I think it's because, and I don't mean it this way, she's got her weight under control.
Oh man. That's what I'm missing?
You got the face, you got the eyes.
Okay.
Oh, you're right.
Chris,
Oh, God.
that
No,
really
man.
shocked him.
Yeah. You know, he's joking.
No, it's true.
And he's fat. I mean, what's so shocking about it?
It's not a surprise.
We know basically we all do these jokes every single day.
You forgot about the weight?
I just forgot about the fatness for a second.
I got really jealous of a girlfriend once because she said she was meeting a friend in the city who was visiting.
And then she blew him.
No, it was a girl. She
Makes
claimed
sense.
it was a friend. It was a girl. For some reason, I didn't believe her, and she mentioned where they were going to eat. So my friend lived 2 blocks away. So I walked into the restaurant, and she was with the girlfriend, and she was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, I forgot you were coming here. I just came to have a meal at the Heartland Brewery under the Empire State Building."
That is embarrassing.
It was really
boy.
bad. It was terrible.
That's really bad.
But then we dated for a year after that, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But I never forgot that I did that.
Never did she. She definitely thought about that all the time.
Okay, man, you don't have to fucking rub it in.
I'm just saying.
Chris,
that's
do
what happened.
you get like work jealous, like the way you would get crazy stand outside of someone's window jealous?
I get angry. I don't know if it's jealousy, but I will get like.
But
fucking pissed.
if you see, like, do you have what Vito has? If you see Vito getting all the good boy points, as you like to call it, does it make you upset and jealous?
It makes me want good boy points. That's for sure. Yeah, because I always want good boy points. But I think there are other fucking people that like. I feel like they don't do anything, but they seem to be doing better than me. Which also
In this building.
Name one.
I'm not gonna. I'll write down the person.
Is it Don?
It's not Don. No, but there is
These
one
are
person.
balls.
I don't
Oh
know if
yeah,
it's
you
but it's
do.
not jealous,
You
it's
do
angry.
hate
It's
that
just
person
straight,
so
like,
much.
I had a dream about that person where I beat the shit out of them like a week
weird.
ago. Do you know?
Has he ever mean to you guys?
No, I've never been mean to me. Not once.
No, but Chris has a anger that like is almost he can't even hide it.
Yeah, it's and I don't know. I don't want to be this way, but it's just like I shouldn't be so fucking angry.
But I've heard him cite things like this person does nothing, and I'm like, this person's not even on our radar.
The
Why?
person, yeah, he's not on our radar, and he came in here because of a social reason.
Yeah, that's true.
The higher
yes.
up brought him in.
Yeah.
His career hasn't moved along
No, not at all. No, but I know it's bad. I
because
know
he's
I
as
should-
ambitious as Gail. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if he can not do it, he won't.
Yeah, no, and that's like, and he doesn't. Like, he doesn't do shit. But it just, I don't want to be angry. I shouldn't even care about this person because they really have no effect on me or any of you or anyone here. But it just gets me angry. I don't want to feel this way. I feel shitty. I have enough things to be fucking pissed off about. But then this guy comes along like, what the fuck?
But in that game that you're talking about, the management game, and you've tried a couple of times, and you couldn't be worse at it.
Oh no, terrible. Yeah,
I watched you in the meeting with Don the other day. You wouldn't sit down.
is that bad?
All of us, yes, it's bad.
Okay.
You're antsy. You're not looking at him. You're barking out stuff. You got to just be pleasant. I think that here's your thing socially.
Yeah.
You're looking inward instead of outward.
Okay. I never think to look inward. I mean outward. Excuse me. That was what I was trying to say.
Socially awkward.
That's right. Social awkward weirdo.
Do you think it's a lack of empathy, perhaps, that it's hard for you to imagine what other people are going through?
There's definitely a lack of empathy. That's for sure.
All right. What do you think the main thing of that kind of career climbing is?
I don't know because I mean, I it's never like occurred to me to do that. Obviously,
So how do you think people make it ahead?
through hard work, through good work.
Nope.
No way, Chris.
I guess just being not socially awkward.
Well, what do you think is the social thing that makes them a success?
Being likable, people liking them in social situations.
Again, here's the thing. He all thinks it's directed towards you. People don't realize that they're the ones that are in charge of that.
Right.
So he's always thinking, do people like me? What you have to do for everything else is to like other people and to like conversations and to think, all right, let's say Vito.
Yeah.
If he's above you, right?
Yeah.
How can I do the things that make Vito feel good about him? Because most of the bosses are concerned about their jobs.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks the bosses just have a monocle and a big fucking top hat on and they're smoking cigars.
Right.
They're normally like, shit, if I don't meet my goals, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I mean, you always think like they're the stereotype is the like, oh, like somebody who's good in business and networking is like, oh, how's your wife, Nancy, and your
Right.
kid? So like that's like the extreme version of it, which you don't necessarily have to be exactly that guy. But if you know what somebody's project that they just worked on is, like literally, if you have an interest in what is most important to them, it might not be their wife and kids, it might be their job. But then you're going, oh man, I heard that you just did this thing. Great job with that. Everybody's talking about it. It's like suddenly they're like, now they go, oh, I'm being liked. So this way you're not thinking about if you're liked, if you're likable.
All right. Okay. So it's basically thinking about other people in a genuine way.
Or not. I mean, obviously there's people out there who do it strategically, but maybe it comes more naturally to people who think that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which
So-
I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't come naturally.
You're
to
going to
you.
have to fake it, psycho killer. You're going to have to fake how human beings are empathetic and enjoyable.
Yeah, I've done a terrible job of that so far.
You're trying to guess the right answer now.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I am not trying to guess the right answer.
What
All
are you
right, for
doing?
example, this is like on a small level. On a Monday morning, you know that Jen had been talking about doing something over the weekend, or Vito said he was going to go on a trip with his friends, and you know they're back. Does it occur to you then and go, hey, how did that trip go? Or Jen, you said you were going on a date. Was that great? Or...
Not at all. No. Does not occur to me.
But you know the two of them do that, right? Like they kind of do that stuff.
Yeah, we talk about our weekends and we're like, oh, how was, I know you did something fun this weekend. Oh, I saw you had a fun Instagram post. Me and Jen, like, we talk when we get it in the morning even. We'll be like, oh, you watched The Bachelor last night. What was that about?
I would never think to talk about The Bachelor.
I don't watch The Bachelor, but I talked to Jen about it.
But why would you watch The Bachelor's fucking terrible?
Related.
Again, this is you again, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking of you instead of them. It's like if your girlfriend like getting roses, right?
Sure.
And you're like, roses are stupid. I'll give her daffodils. That's a dumb thing to do. Right?
Yeah, that's
This
crazy.
is the same thing. Are you making this about you or them?
I'm making it about me, yeah. Because I'm not thinking about them. I'm thinking about the show. I don't want to hear him talk about The Bachelor when we have shit to do.
We talk about things other than The Bachelor. That was just an example. Like, I don't date men, but I talked to Jen. I talked to Jen about her dating life.
Vito.
We'll see.
Jen, have you ever been alone with Chris, just in a conversation?
Not recently that I could recall.
And yet you know that the two of them are probably alone in that office. But when Vito leaves, the conversation stops.
We go to the kitchen together a lot.
They do. They do socialize with
Why
each
don't you go to
other.
the kitchen one day?
I take plenty of solo trips to the kitchen, and they work out just fine.
See?
Do you talk to people in the kitchen?
No, it's fucking annoying being in the kitchen.
We talk to people in the kitchen. We're like, where's all the pretzel sticks? We need more.
They're
Last
underneath.
week-
They're in the fucking drawers.
This is just a small example. Last week, the two of them decide they want to go out to eat. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really into that idea. I said, Chris, where are you going to eat? He says he's going to go grab a sandwich. I go, you know what? That doesn't sound so bad. Then 10 minutes later, I look up and he's got his coat on and he's leaving. And I yell after him, Chris, where are you going? And he's like, I'm going to go with this. I was like, I told you I was going to get it. He goes, I didn't know that we had to go at the same time.
That is fucking terrible.
Isn't that awful? Like, as though I was going to, like, pass him in the hall and he was going to have his sandwich already and I was going to be on my way out. That's bizarre. That's just so strange. And I was like, they left together. They had a nice...
Well, how do you answer that, Chris?
Let's see. Well, first, what I said to Gail was my genuine thing. Like, I don't know if we're going to the same place to get a sandwich. So
You told me, and then I said, that sounds good. I'm going to do that too.
Where'd you go for the sandwich?
Toasties down
Where
there.
else does he go?
Toasties.
Toasties.
Delicious toasties.
That is a problem for you.
More group lunches then, I think.
No. It's not that group lunches.
We didn't even have to eat together, but it's like we just found out we were going to
You
go to
would
the same
care.
place.
That maybe you would have a desire of, hey, I'm hungry, you're hungry. Maybe we can go out and talk. What's going on with you right now?
I never think that to ask someone what's going on with them.
But because you can't do that with your co-workers, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do it with your bosses. You're going to have to train yourself to be a different person. That's what we're talking about.
All right.
All right.
I mean, look,
I'm not forcing you. I'm fine with you.
I'm happy where you are.
I'm fine with you. But you're wondering why other people move up here. You have all the abilities anybody else has, except for one. You're not a team guy.
I'm a lone wolf type.
I wouldn't call you a wolf, dude. You're like a feral cat. Are you going to find something that's dead in the street and chew on it?
Rip open a garbage
Or
bag.
maybe an infant mammal or baby chick. Something's easy for you.
Vulnerable.
Yeah. But I remember your big fallout with Fez was that you went and there was a new food truck and you went and got it without telling him and started eating when he had taken you out to lunch for so many times.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and Chris is just eating it. And Chris he just starts giving Chris a fucking face job, right? He's furious. that he didn't bring back another one or ask Fez if he would like to go. And Fez and Chris acted like Fez was nuts. You know what I mean?
This is a situation.
And he was going
that
like
sounds totally normal.
It's just downstairs. Why is that a problem? And Fez had to put up. It has nothing to do with the money or the thing. Just caring about somebody who cared about him.
Well, also, I thought I was thinking about him in that sense because I didn't think he would have won even what I was getting. So that would feel like I just put him out.
That's
you know?
not
or make
the
him,
point.
Or make him like think like, oh, I guess I will get this even though I don't want it.
Look.
So I was looking out for him in that sense.
You know that I'm a recovering addict. But I like when people said, hey, you want to do a rail with us? I'm like, thanks
That's
for thinking
nice.
of me, but no.
That's really sweet.
You know what? Key bump. They say in the program you can still do key bump.
Yeah, but it's just
I
tiny.
don't know. I don't pay that close attention. Does it seem weird to you that other people can form friendships?
No, it seems fine. It seems like, yeah, okay, that's okay, but I'm just...
But you seem like you care about your girlfriend. Would you ever go out to lunch without her when she was laying there? Would you just get up, put your coat on?
I'm going to say, I don't know what you're doing. But...
You wouldn't even say that to her.
you'd be
You have to
lucky.
be stopped. We would love to hear you say, I'm going to get a sandwich.
How many times am I in the office and I have to say, is Chris gone or like gone for the day? Or and then everyone goes, he might have went to get some food, or he might be down the hall, or he might have left for the day. You never announce, hey guys. And I know you find it annoying that Vito wants to talk about his lunch or whatever, but it is weird to just disappear. Like that's also weird.
I have a cell phone. Everyone can text me. I'll tell you,
You
where
don't
I
respond
am.
all the time.
No,
yes,
you
I
never.
do.
Yeah, and you're for
I've ran into Chris at Chipotle and he's acted like he didn't know me. And it's downstairs. And it's downstairs below the office. I went down there. He didn't tell me he was going to Chipotle. I went down there, see him online. I go, hey, Chris. And he just gave me a dirty look and then turned around.
We're still in the same building. I'm going to see you upstairs in fucking 5 minutes.
Just say what's up to me, dude. Like, wait for me to go up the fucking elevator together.
Why? Why is it so important to you to fucking take an elevator ride with me?
If we're
That's
both-
going to be annoying as fuck.
If
If we know
we're-
we're going to have to fucking go to NBC.
If we're
Why? The
both
three
at
of us take
Chipotle.
an elevator in the
Every
morning.
morning.
Every
Oh,
morning.
no. It's because that's our
You-
special time to come to the elevator and do the show.
No. We all could come up at different
we don't
times.
need to do that. We do not need to do that. Nothing ever gets discussed.
Look, I stand out there and I hang out with you guys and we talk. And sometimes we talk about the show. Sometimes we talk about whatever was on TV the night before. You guys are smoking. I'm not. There's no reason for me to stand outside.
Here's the thing, Chris.
Yeah.
This would make you a better person, but that isn't even why we start. I mean, you're a bad person, okay?
I understand
Fine.
that.
But you're wondering why you can't seem to get moving in your career. You're as good as anybody. You're as good as any VP in this place. Seriously. Can you think of one VP that could do something you can't?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think about that. I was just thinking about that one person who I know does nothing. It's just.
But why
that was
focus on one person?
We all kind of do that. That goes back to jealousy. You know? Look, Jen and her sister are jealous of each other.
Yeah. They don't
What?
even share clothes.
I'm not. No, I don't. I think it's more of a sister thing where it's like, you know, I want to see her do good things, but it's just frustrating. She just, I mean, maybe I'm jealous. She just stays home, you know,
Sounds great.
hangs out all day. I mean, it is a little bit of a relaxed lifestyle. Takes money from my parents. I
Money
guess
that
I-
should be going to you.
exactly.
I'm learning a lot about myself today.
I don't think you are, but I wish you would. And like I'm saying, this is all an example. You don't have, if you still want to be eating lunch by yourself, do it. But that's an example of when it comes naturally to people, they think like that. And so therefore they're able to utilize that and then say, become friends with people down the hall. And then that person goes, you know what? That Chris Stanley's a good dude. He deserves a little bump up. You know what I mean? Like, he deserves a raise. He deserves a title change.
Larry from Traffic's always asking about you. Just start with him.
Why don't you?
Larry's concerned.
up Larry from
He
traffic?
always brings you up. I'm just saying, just start with him. That's an open door right there. Just go over it.
Is it always Chris's health that he brings up?
Everything, his weight, his health.
You know, this is the fucking weight thing. This is fucking fat shaming. I hope everyone around here knows that.
But every day, Larry's like, "How's Chris doing today?" And I'm like, "I wish you could just ask him yourself." But
I'll start emailing him fucking updates on my health.
he works 20 feet away from you.
And see, those are Chris, these are the conversations that take place in the halls and even the management part of the halls. I'm concerned about him. He seems very stressed. When we were in that meeting with Don, there wasn't anything big on our plates.
No, there was nothing to be stressed
Yeah.
about. Actually, it was a very positive meeting.
And yet he was very stressed looking.
Yeah. You have a way of it like physically manifests. Like people can see that you are stressed.
Well, I know the sweat happens through stress. That's not very good.
But you weren't sweating. It was more like your body language, like the way he was standing and moving.
Remember when Dale Dudley thought he just saw my fingers moving a little bit?
Yeah.
He took that immediately as negativity. I mean, I don't remember feeling stressed. Maybe I had some excited energy, like, oh, this is a big crowd, I want to do well. But it's funny how people will point that on, this is something that he saw my fingers moving. Yet with Chris, I saw him running back and forth in a room where people were sitting around a table. He wouldn't sit down. He wouldn't make eye contact and would start every conversation with, yeah. Yeah, we're getting it.
Dude, I actually thought that very same thing because when he said it, I've never seen it in you, but I've noticed it about myself that when I have like excited energy, like I can get that way. Like
Right.
I literally like can feel it. I can feel it in my throat sometimes, but it's not nerves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like for an audience doesn't make me nervous, but it does like give me an adrenaline rush.
It's very funny. I always remember this. The first night I went back and started doing some stand-up, and because I hadn't done it in like 2 decades. And I'm on stage and I'm doing the material and everything feels normal, but I could feel my left kneecap just moving back and forth. Just my kneecap.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I never had that before, And it never happened again.
But again, that could be just adrenaline. You know what I mean? Like your body is suddenly like, hey, this is kind of a big thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You
Saying, what you want to somehow make friends with those feelings, so you're not scaring or making other people decide, oh, you were nervous at first and then you did good. You're like, what?
Right.
That's the thing, Chris. You don't realize because you're so internal based that what all these people are saying about you.
Yeah, but I feel like, sure, I might look crazy or whatever, but I feel like I do a good job. I think the job I do is fine.
You know that's not true. You know you do a really bad job with everything.
You also know that matters zero to those type of people.
Zero.
How many times have
That's
we
what sucks.
put on a really great show, you produced a great special, everything is flawless with it, and then they're just like, awesome. That's so cool.
Right.
And that's like, that is their level of happiness. And then your investment in that is totally different. So now imagine you put on something really great, you finish a project that's amazing, but all they see of you is looking nervous or stressed. They're going, I don't know, it seems like things are going really rough. You know what I'm saying? Like because it's like, they're just like,
They don't know except for what they get back from you.
Yeah.
You certainly know more. Look, here's the thing with interacting with people. It's like sex in this way, okay? No one says, I'm good in bed because I take care of myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are judged whether you are good in bed by how much enjoyment you bring to the other person, right?
Yeah.
No one ever says, that dude's good in bed. He can come in 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
and he's screaming his head off
He's
when he
screaming
does.
his head off. He'll finger his own ass. None of that ever gets said that way, right?
Yeah.
People, you're considered good in bed by what experience you give that other person, right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you that as a metaphor. That is true of every interaction, right? No one ever thinks that anybody who takes care of themselves is like a great person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody who's just on their own trajectory. Then you would have, I mean, there are lone wolf jobs, you know what I mean, that you could do. Unfortunately for you, you work in a corporation where they value that shit. And by the way, this has nothing to do with us, like you saying that, you know, not going to lunch with these guys or being in small. That doesn't matter to me, but I'm also not a corporate person.
Yeah.
They pay attention to that kind of shit.
Yeah, that's
You know?
that's the shocking thing to me that I don't think I'll ever get.
What?
Of just like paying of the stuff, the shit that they're paying attention to that I.
But there are people like Ron saying, like, we can all go, oh yeah, that's Chris, but then he's also great at this, this, and this. You know what I mean? Like, we could value when you work hard and you know what you're doing, but then there are people who like that they're never going to pay attention to that, and they would literally go, I don't think Chris is working out. He's not connecting with anyone, and that's what the only thing they'll say.
You played baseball, and you know that there's sets of rules, right?
Yeah.
No matter how much you argue, I should be able to run straight to third, right?
Uh-huh.
There are corporate rules, and you being angry because that's the game. You know what I mean? That's actually doesn't help you play the game better.
I know, and I'm pissed that I get angry, and I try not to, but then sometimes it just boils up.
Right, but what we're trying to say is you don't have to get to the point where you're angry.
Yeah.
You can see it as a game and go, oh, that's how if I want to move up in corporations, this is how I play the corporate game.
Yeah. But obviously, but then I fucking don't want to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Then don't get mad about it at all.
And then I shouldn't get mad at it. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I have to come to terms with.
Anybody who doesn't want to play doesn't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. But you remember when Don said, somebody likes me because I don't make their life a living hell the way the other creative people do, right?
Yeah.
That's how easy you can move ahead with some people. Just not being a dick.
Yeah.
Or realizing that, hey, that person has a lot of shit. Why don't I take care of this and let them know, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't have to be fake, but you got to figure a way for you to at least let people know what you do without walking back and forth in front of them and making all kinds of weird sighing noises. Noticing something about them. That doesn't make it just look like, you know. Veets, what's that stuff over there for me? Is that stuff for me?
Yeah, this is for you for Monday.
What's Monday?
The event, the 9:30 a.m. event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the headliners with Blake Anderson, Adam Devine, and Andrew Holmes. The Workaholics, their new movie Game Over Man comes out next Friday. That's happening Monday, March 19th, 9:30 a.m. here at the SiriusXM studios. Go to theInterrobang.com for a chance at free tickets.
Chris, why is he calling this the Monday morning event?
I don't know, but it's headliners with Blake Anderson, Adam Devine, and Andrew Holmes.
That's the name of their show, Headliners?
The name of the show they'll be doing with us is Headliners.
What show are they doing?
They're
the
doing-
show that you're making up means nothing to me.
The show that they became famous with was Workaholics.
That's not what they're here to promote.
No, that's-
Netflix's Game Over Man.
Yeah, Game Over Man is what we're... Now, am I going to see that?
Yes, you are.
When?
You're going to have a link either tonight or this morning. Tonight, you'll have you'll have a link this morning.
All right, again, imagine I would, instead of knowing you the way I do
Yeah.
and thinking that you're fun and shit,
Yeah.
imagine I just saw you once a week because I was your I got that response from you.
I can't. You'll have it this morning, as you know.
By the way, Monday event was no better.
Thanks, Ron.
You'll have it this morning. Did you enjoy the movie?
You loved it, right?
The Monday morning event.
I'm making you breakfast for this morning. I'm going to go back in time and feed you.
And you loved it. Oh my God.
So that's happening.
Oh my God! Never do that. Help yourself by trying not to jump back in. That makes you look really disconnected when you take a thing like that and then go into plug mode.
Hey, I have a good idea for you for your next meeting with Don. It's
What's
a
that?
pitch idea.
Okay.
It's a new show called Monday Morning Event. And it's only things that happen on Monday
I
morning.
think they love that.
Coming soon. This Monday morning is an event you don't want to miss. It's the Monday morning event. This ain't your dad's Monday anymore. Good evening. I have tickets for the Monday morning event. What are we going to have? Bagels for everybody there?
I can get you a bagel. If you like. I don't know if I can expense maybe bagels for
Here's
everyone.
what's really funny. Somebody did something nice from the booking department for us. Don says to Chris, why don't you get him a little something nice? You can expense it. Chris looked like a maniac staring back at him because I know it annoyed you that somebody's doing their job, so you get him a token of appreciation. So he's like, what am I supposed to get them? And I just go like this, cologne. Who cares what you get them? But you
treat.
look like a guy who didn't know how to go back and take care of people.
They'll be taken care of.
That's not what we're talking about.
When?
The
This
fact that-
morning?
Earlier this morning,
Here's your
we were
problem.
At the Monday morning event.
I just want you to know this.
Yeah.
Anyone can do an assignment, right?
Yeah.
But to have that thought yourself and think, hey, I know that person. What would that person like? I yelled out cologne at him just to show how ridiculous he was being because he has no idea what that person likes or doesn't like. And yet he does business with them every single day.
Yeah, I know. I have a work relationship, not a buddy fun relationship.
You don't have a buddy fun relationship with your fun buddies. Do you know something that your girlfriend would like if you got it for her?
Oh, she likes flowers.
Do you know what kind of flowers she likes?
She likes plants.
Ow! I just
You all right?
Gail, she likes unbudded flowers. Flowers with no buds whatsoever.
It's her favorite.
Plants.
It's her fucking favorite.
That was
Honey?
so funny.
Here's a potted plant.
I just want to specify, I didn't force the term flower on you. You came with flower. I asked what kind, and then you responded plant. Oh my God.
Vito, where would you say you are socially, scale of 0 to 10? I want each of you. I mean, are we giving Chris a very low number on this? I want to just say what Chris's number is.
0 to 1, 0.
0 to 10. 0?
Yeah.
I'd say like 5.
Yeah, you're
Oh shit! What world are you living in?
She's being nice. That's her being nice. One.
One, because he has one friend here, Mark Zito, so he gets a 1 for that.
And yet, Zito wasn't his friend when he was here. He was terrible to Zito. And then this is even worse work related. He doesn't use Zito for us. You know what I mean? He's not his work friend. He's never like, hey guys, I was talking to Zito and we could do this thing. We could get this event. We never have any information flowing from him because he doesn't understand. All right. What would you give yourself? 0 to 10.
7.
7.
Wow, I'm surprised that you gave yourself a 7.
I would give myself a 7. I think I have a friendly enough thing with enough people here.
Jen, what do you give yourself?
8. I'll give myself an 8.
Really? Even after that debacle earlier this week where you refused to promote yourself to those guys. I honestly thought, and she's like, oh, they got some people with her. One of them was Lorne Michaels' right-hand person.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't Jen want to be known to Lorne Michaels in case Lorne Michaels, one of those young ladies?
Yeah.
Who literally looked around at somebody very high management and goes, I don't think Lauren would like that at all. It was a really exciting moment for me.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
It
great.
was really fun. What would you give yourself?
I would give myself a good solid 7.5. But that's in a world where I feel like Vito gave himself a 7. I would give him higher than me. You see what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like my scale is different. I'd give myself a good solid 7.5 because I feel like I connect with the people that I want to connect with and I'm good at it. But then there are times when somebody rubs me the wrong way, and I've decided
Chris.
like I'm not going to invest
Oh yeah,
in
You
that
got- You got
personality.
a quick temper. All right, very quickly, 0 to 10. What do you think your kind of social work relationship with me is, Chris?
I'm gonna say this 8.
8.
5.
10.
5.
5.
I'm gonna go 9.
Okay. Here's going to be the new contest that I'm just developing in my head as we do this.
Did you rate us? You have
No,
to guess.
I'm not going to rate you yet.
Okay.
I'm going to invent a new game right now called the lunch contest. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go one by one to lunch with all 4 of you. I'm going to pay, so you don't have to worry about that. But you will pick the restaurant
Oh shit.
and be responsible for the fun conversation that we have, the
Nice.
overall experience. Chris, you look nervous. Everyone else thinks they got it down.
I'm going to crush this.
What do you think is going to win it for you, Vito?
I'm going to take an interest in you.
Oh, don't bore me.
I'm not going to bore you, but I'm going to be very interested in you. We're going to talk about things we both like, and I'm going to learn new things about you that I didn't know.
All right. And what are you thinking food-wise, food and service-wise?
I'm thinking maybe the burger joint.
No, I didn't want you to give that
Oh,
away.
fuck. Then we're not going there.
No, but so look, here's, don't panic. Don't try to get, you know what I mean? Here's
I'm already failing. No.
Jim, what do you think this is going to be based on for you?
I might want to hire by. I think maybe 6. I think we could
Okay.
talk about dish.
And you are.
Like a nice little dish you-
I would love to have a dish conversation. What about for you?
I think that it's going to go very well.
Mhm.
And I think that ours will be a great mix of business and personal, both conversation. And I have some ideas of where I would like to go, although I don't know places, but I know what type of food.
Now, it's interesting that he would pick out a place that he knows is my favorite.
Yes.
Would that impress me or make me think, oh, he's not bringing anything new and fresh? What do you think, Chris?
I'm not too worried about the conversation, but I am worried about the place.
Now, would you think the way Vito did? Like, here's a place that no Ron would like?
This is my initial thought, and I'll give it out there to everyone. I'm thinking of, I don't want to go like fucking high end. I want to find something that's like cool and fun, a cool and fun restaurant. That's not like too high end or stuff here or anything. And so, but I'm worried a bit because it's fucking Midtown. That's gonna be harder.
Who said it has to be Midtown?
That's well, okay, all right. Now I'm feeling a little better.
Here's my thought process with mine, Ron.
Yeah.
I've never been there. I know it's exciting sometimes to go with somebody to a place that you like and they've never been before.
And then that would be the interesting strategy.
Yeah, that's my
I
strategy.
don't think there is a bad strategy. I just think that, you'd have to say, what is this whole experience going to be? Food, service, conversation. You get me a prostitute.
I'm gonna write that
Right.
down.
Is there heroin involved? You know?
Not for me.
Now, here's my new thing. I don't know whether I want to do this once a week or 4 straight days in a row. Oh,
Four
and
great lunches.
here's the other deal. There is no talking with each other about this. We all find out the experiences on the air together. I'm the only one who'll know how this is going along.
Okay, great.
Now, by a raise of hands, who thinks they can win the lunch contest? Gail feels strong. Everybody, look at Jen. Jen lacks confidence. When I first met her, I thought, here is a socially confident person. Something has happened to her she's had a rough time lately.
Maybe you guys can talk about that over lunch. I find it interesting that both Chris and Vito feel confident.
I'm not worried about Vito. I'm worried about Gail because I think she'll know a better restaurant than I would.
A lot of this is restaurant based for you, where we just said what you need to be concerned about is your social
Restaurant's good.
skills.
I'm not going to lie to you. Restaurant, I do want a good restaurant experience.
Once we turned this into a social game, I think I got really into it, and I think I could beat Chris at a social game.
Social is only part of this, though.
No, but I mean the idea of it being a game. Once this turned into a game, it changed everything.
Look, we got this restaurant comp coming up.
Can I
all right?
remember when Dale Dudley thought he knew every 70s pop song?
Yeah.
And then remember what he called Slow Ride? We're an American band. How cool that Richard Linklater called him that time.
I know,
to
that's
say,
so
"Come in and do this."
cool.
And I thought that he knew him, but he didn't. He just, was an Austin guy and had heard him.
I
on
know,
the
that's
radio.
awesome. That's almost like cooler than knowing him and him feeling like, oh, I'm going to put my buddy in it.
Yeah.
It's just saying, you're an Austin staple. This makes sense.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. All right, the lunch contest. Let's just all let it play there. Well, then we'll work out dates later. But I'm really interested to see this. Really interested to see who's the winners and who's the losers.
I hope we're also judged on attire.
Oh shit.
Everything's going to play a part of it.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to have the scale that I gave you guys, and there's going to be other scales that I'm not going to even let you know.
Hidden scales.
Yeah, but just like what you don't know when you go in for a job interview, all right? This is a lunch interview,
All right.
all right? This is to see how good you are at picking lunch. Like, imagine if I was a client,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That's how we're coming full circle. You got to realize, not even the people in this room, but I think you could practice with the people in this room. But those other people aren't just, they are clients to the what industry?
To the media radio industry.
To the Chris Stanley
Chris
industry.
Stanley
You're the
industry.
Chris Stanley industry.
Okay.
How do you sell that product to the buyers out there? Right now, they don't want you. They don't like you. And quite frankly, it might be too late to try here. You might want to go somewhere else.
You've already established years of this
Yeah.
Chris personality.
It's going to be hard for you to win the brand back. Do we got to take a break here, Christopher?
We have to take a break right now.
Okay, Christopher's putting us on break. Bennington. Do you feel like we've solved all your social problems, Chris? Are they all worked out?
I think after that break, I'm finally able to really, make everyone feel more pleasant around here, around me.
I'll say this. I got a text from Fez.
Oh.
Said, Gail is absolutely right. Chris disappears for long stretches of time after the show. And now I'm pissed off about that food truck all over again. I don't think you ever got another free lunch after that, did
I don't
you?
blame
no.
you.
I was cut off after that.
I hope you learned a lesson from it.
Oh, I learned that Langos is a delicious treat that I don't think Fez would have even liked.
No, I know I went and tried it, and I'm like, I don't like truck food. I think it fucking feels undercooked.
What is Langos?
It's like fried dough with sour cream in the middle.
It's a fake pizza.
I'll have some of that.
Yeah, it's a fake pizza.